You know, as the World Darts Championship gets closer, I'm going to start ramping up the content and the videos regarding Alexandra Palace. But today is our first instalment of the build-up that's just going to merge in with some of the regular content. And we're going to be looking at seeds that could get beaten. Now, this is going to be quite a diverse topic. I'm guessing a lot of people out there have got their own opinions and views of seeds that could go out early. But I'm going to take a look here at a list of people I think could go out in round one for a couple of reasons. One, due to their own performance, and two, due to the person they're going to be playing. A lot of you may pick Darryl Gurney, for example, and that's due to the fact that Darryl Gurney is going to play against Bo Greaves. And we know what Bo Greaves is capable of. She's picking up a tour card for the first time, coming to Alexandra Palace where she has yet to win a game. That is something to keep in mind as well. But she did perform very, very well at the Grand Slam of Darts, going up against the likes of Van Gerwen and Gary Anderson, putting in those big performances before getting a win over Nico Springer. So we know she's developing and improving all the time. We've seen her pick up big wins. She's beat Luke Littler on the youth tour as of late. She challenged him on the pro tour, losing out 6-5. She's beat Josh Rock. She challenged Luke Humphreys. So she's a big, big danger. Now, there is a little bit of distraction topic going on at the moment in regards to Bo Greaves. People were talking about the Premier League. Bo Greaves trying to completely play that down, and probably rightly so. Concentrate on the World Championships is what she wants to do. She's got a hands full against Darryl Gurney, the winner of the World Cup, someone that I keep saying is going to go and pick something up soon, keeps picking up some big wins. Can he string some together? I think this is a completely 50-50 game. So if it's a 50-50 game, you've got to imagine in that scenario the seed is at danger. Is the top seed at danger? Luke Littler? He's got Darius. We know Darius Labanauskas opening round, you know. Nah, I'm just having horrible memories here and flashbacks, aren't I, to years gone by. I think Luke Littler's probably one that's going to be okay. But one that I think is a very interesting one is Joe Cullen, Bradley Brooks. Joe Cullen, a player inside the world's top 32, taking on a player who statistically is playing like a player inside the world's top 32 right now in Bradley Brooks. If we look at the stats here, Bradley Brooks inside the world's top 32, Joe Cullen actually the world number 46. So Bradley Brooks, rightly so, on recent form, the favourite. But we've seen this before. Remember Joe Cullen versus Corey Cadby years ago? Remember Joe Cullen versus Vessel Nyman when he got up and stormed out of the press room at the end of the day? Joe Cullen gets his back up in this sort of situation, which tends to bring out a better version of him. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that here. We've also not seen Bradley Brooks have too much success on the Alexandra Palace stage. Am I just trying to play down what I think's going to happen here, that I think Bradley Brooks could potentially go on and win this game? Maybe just trying to play devil's advocate and play it from both sides. But I think Bradley Brooks is a good shout here to topple one of the seeds. One that maybe you wouldn't have picked based on the person we're picking to win, Darren Beveridge. But there's two things going on here. Darren Beveridge is playing well. Dimitri Bergh isn't. So we've got a combination of the two. I think we've got a completely 50-50 game here. Dimitri Bergh's got the experience. Dimitri Bergh's got the higher ceiling. But not right now. And he's got a lot to defend coming up in the near future. But he did reach a quarter-final, didn't he, of the Pro Tour at the back end of the year, which just gave him some hope. However, an average of 90.59 was the best that Dimitri Bergh was able to put together that day. Darren Beveridge is running higher than that for the season. So Darren Beveridge, I think, is a very, very good shout here to take out Dimitri Bergh and cause one of the shocks of the first round. Certainly for the casual viewer. I mean, people that come to this channel, you guys, you'll know. Because you follow darts intensely. But people just tune into the World Championships. I'll remember Dimitri Bergh from a year ago, which was a completely different story to what he is right now. And that will be a major World Championship sort of upset. Because Darren Beveridge coming here on debut, been around a while, never really hit the heights, and then now finding some form. I think he's a big, big danger here. Darren Beveridge, I think, beats Dimitri Bergh. This is one that I'm going with for both sides. The challenger's good, and there's frailties in the seed. The seed's Ross Smith, and he's going up against Andreas Harrison. Andreas Harrison from Sweden, winner on the Super Series, played well on the European Tour stage, averaged over 100 there. He is a dangerous, dangerous player and a very, very good player. Ross Smith debuted in the World Championships in 2014 and since then has only won 5 matches. Yeah, 5. Lost in the first round of the World Championships, lost in the first round of the World Match Play, lost in the first round of the World Grand Prix, won 1 game at the UK Open, 1 game at the Players' Championship Finals. It's not been a good season for Ross Smith, certainly on the TV stages. So there's frailties there, and he's going up against a very, very tough competitor here in Andreas Harrison. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Ross Smith go out here in the opening game. Dave Chisnall potentially could be on this list. I'm teetering with this one, going up against Fallon Sherrock, but Dave Chisnall, again, not having a good season. This has been his worst win rate he's ever had of any season, 51%. 11 years ago, 2014 was the time when Dave Chisnall last had a win percent under 60%, where that was around about 57. So it's 6% lower than his worst of 11 years ago. So Dave Chisnall is on the slide and not picking up the wins. He's winning at a 50-50 rate. Is Fallon Sherrock going to be strong enough to capitalise on that? We'll find out. But certainly her health's in a good position and she's been getting ready and preparing for this well. So I think she could be dangerous. I think Dave Chisnall at 1 to 5 is ridiculous. I think could be caught out here. Could Chizzy. And the final one comes in the form of last year's European champion, a man who wasn't able to go back and defend that European Championship due to not qualifying for it. He's not had a great year on the Pro Tour, hasn't really qualified for many Euro. It's not been a good year for Richie Edhouse. He's become vulnerable at times in regards to the performance that he's shown. Some of the people he's lost to, you would never really have made those predictions. He's going up against Johnny Tartar. Now, Johnny Tartar hasn't really got too much for us to jump on and say this is the guy. He's averaging 86 for the season, so we know he's got a good base level of performance where he can be dangerous, and I think this game comes down to Richie Edhouse. If Richie Edhouse goes up and plays his game, I think he's fine, but when you've not had a great season, when you've not really been winning a lot, the World Championship becomes everything. And that's Richie Edhouse's season this year. Everything matters for Richie Edhouse when it comes to the World Championship. This is how he's going to save his year. So if Johnny Tartar goes up and throws 86, he's going to be there. He's going to be ready to strike. He's going to be applying pressure all the time. How does Edhouse respond to that pressure? That's going to be the question. Now, Tartar, we know, has just played in the Premier League over in Australia, so has had a lot of experience of playing at a decent level and playing in front of a crowd. So that is all recent, it's relevant, it's important when you've done... It's not like we're saying he's had this experience of playing in the Premier League, it was a year ago. We're talking weeks ago. So it's very, very relevant, and he can just take that form and continue to practice to put that into place. So I think this could be a very dangerous one here for Edhouse. But that is my complete list of the seeds. There are 32 seeds in action in the opening round, guys. Obviously, they're not all going to go through. Who do you think are the most vulnerable ones? You know what to do. Head down to the comment section. Let me know. Hit the subscribe on your way past. And I'll catch you soon for some more Edgar TV.